This video is sponsored by Factor 75. Get fresh, ready-made meals delivered to your doorstep when you sign up with Factor. Their menus are updated weekly. They have seafood, veggie, and keto options if that's what you're looking for. Check my link in the description below and use code FACTORSE10507 for 60% off your first box. All right, now that we know that we're going to be playing Bible Man the video game on stream, if that wasn't an endorsement to go to my Twitch, I don't know what is. But we need to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. She had some very interesting words to say at the New York Young Republican Gala that we need to analyze. But first, let's go ahead and get into the fan art section. This one is from Sylvia Silica. Friendly reminder, certain slimes are weak to cold damage, so be sure to properly bundle your slimes this winter season. Sylvia, with how predatory you always make Suris isn't, this is like the most vulnerable you have ever drawn this character. And you know what? I'm proud of you for that. The next one we have here is from Liz, said, recently started practicing amigurumi crochet and found a pattern for a tabby slime, so of course I had to make a slime Suris. Didn't have yellow or gold fabric for the belt thing, so I did a cute witch hat. First time working with fabric like this, but I like how it turned out anyway. That looks adorable. Even a side view of it. Look at how much the eyes bulge. It's so cute. Last one we have here is from XLR, Nightmare Fuel, a terrible 3D slime Suris. This looks like, so you know how on the N64, you would get round objects made out of sprites? Sprites that, they did the Donkey Kong Country thing, where the sprites themselves were actually made up of pictures that were taken of 3D models. This looks like that kind of slime Suris. Like, you would see this in an N64 game, and no matter where you walked, it would always rotate towards you. Yeah, billboarded sprites. It would always be a billboarded sprite rotating towards you. I could see this in an N64 game. I could see this in one. It would be amazing. Said Parallax. Parallax is the way that we scroll backgrounds in sprite-based games. That said, though, thank you all for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is drop it in the fan art section of the Discord. With that said, hit the like button if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go ahead and get into the content itself. Marjorie! I hope this video is loud enough.
I come to Washington.
It's not loud enough. It's never loud enough. It's never loud enough. I need volume control. I hate when I need to say Marjorie is not screaming loud enough. I hate it.
I come to Washington. I swear in on January 3rd. I get accused of giving insurrection tours, which I thought was hilarious because I couldn't even find the bathroom in the Capitol. True story.
Couldn't even find the bathroom in the Capitol, and yet you'd assume she's been there plenty of times and therefore would know where the bathroom is. Oh, wait, that was an attempt at humor. Got it. Well, at least it's rudimentarily in the toilet.
Then January 6th happens, and next thing you know, I organized the whole thing along with Steve Bannon here.
Has anybody said that... Has anybody actually said Marjorie Taylor Greene organized all of January 6th? Has anybody ever claimed that? Crimson the DM, thank you for resubscribing. Like, I'm sure that claims have been made multiple times that she was one of the people who organized, or she was one of the people who pushed for it, or she was one of the people involved. But I've never heard the claim Marjorie Taylor Greene is responsible for orchestrating all of January 6th. I've not seen that one.
And I want to tell you something. If Steve Bannon and I had organized that, we would have won.
Oh, those are different words. Those are bad words. So, hold on a second. If you and Steve Bannon were to have organized January 6th, the coup would have been successful? Is that what you're saying? Because that's a really interesting thing to say. And also, we That's a very fun word to use here, because that means that you're willing to lump yourself in with the crowd of people that did actually go and attack the Capitol on January 6th. But more importantly, if your argument is to say that, if I had organized it with Steve Bannon, Bannon's not even really a part of the conversation, really. But if I had organized it with Bannon, I would have won. I would have... What does winning look like there? I'm curious. What does it look like if the Republicans win January 6th? How does that manifest for them? I'm curious. Because is it just that they would have... I don't know. Did it manifest in... Would it have manifested in killing Mitch McConnell? Would it have manifested in overturning the election somehow? I don't know. But I don't know by what method you would have used to do that. What does winning January 6th look like for Marjorie? More importantly, what does winning January 6th look like? So McConnell, probably not. It was it was Mike Pence and McConnell, wasn't it? Like, there were, like, Pence was the person who was mainly being talked about being hung, but people weren't super thrilled with McConnell either. Is it armed bloody shootout? I'm just curious. In what ways? Said Pence and Pelosi. Said McConnell, I don't recall hearing about that. My memory could be failing me on that. If you remember, when I did my stream during January 6th, it was a 14-hour stream for me. I was very, very, very tired. Pharaoh Funk says, no, you misunderstood. Trump said Pence was hung. Toby Fox says, removing all Democrats, making the USA a Christian nation, and throwing everyone out who doesn't believe in their God. But by what material way would that have happened is the question. Like, I understand that winning January 6th as a concept is something that Republicans have thought about, but, like, I don't think many of them think of the specifics. Like, yeah, you got into the Capitol, you occupied several places that you weren't supposed to, you sat in a chair near Nancy Pelosi's laptop and looked at some of her emails. Congratulations, you did all of that, but, like, in what way were you planning on winning? How did winning look to you?
Not to mention, it would have been armed.
They would have been armed. I love how the first time there was a lot of cheering, and the second time there was a little less cheering. She was like, yeah, no. Our people would have been armed with guns because we fetishize guns. Now, in Marjorie's mind, I know that the reason that she is saying that is because she knows that her constituents are all very pro-gun, and because they're all very pro-gun, she wants to be the person that says, aha, look, I'm so pro-gun, we would have had more guns at the Capitol insurrection. That's Marjorie. She's saying it because her constituents want her to say it. But do you ever think that a democratically elected, because I can actually say that now because she wasn't elected into her first term, a democratically elected representative in the House, what do you think for that representative it looks like when you say, actually, I would have made sure that the people protesting our country had guns and also killed more people at the Capitol, and also we would have won through violence? How does that look like from an outsider looking in when you're looking at Marjorie and you're listening to her and you're trying to piece together what she's saying? Because to me, it sounds like, I'll just go ahead and say it sounds like somebody having a very psychopathic daydream. You know when you're sitting there in class or in your car, and this is why you got in a car, right? Because you did this instead of looking at the road. But you're sitting there, you're nodding off, and you're imagining yourself as like an isekai anime protagonist. And no, not in that way. You're not imagining yourself, you know, fucking all of the one-dimensional characters in the isekai. You're imagining yourself with like the sword as the brave knight, and you're fighting armies on your own, and it's just so goddamn empowering. And you've definitely played too many Hoshu games. But you know, when you're doing that, do you ever feel like that's how Marjorie views January 6th? You ever feel like that's a thing that goes on in her brain? She just daydreams that she was dual-wielding SMGs at the Capitol, smoking a cigar, and just running around Duke Nukem style, kicking Democrats. I don't know if that's the things that go through Marjorie's mind. I'm not a mind reader. But there is a part of me, a very sick part of me, that can imagine Marjorie imagining that.
Yeah. See, that's the whole joke, isn't it? They say that whole thing was planned, and I'm like, are you kidding me? A bunch of conservatives, Second Amendment supporters went in the Capitol without guns, and they think that we organized that? I don't think so.
Again, words that are said because her constituents want her to say good things about guns. But said no, dual-wield SMGs, but instead she's in Sombra's skill set. Sucker says, I wouldn't be surprised if Green wishes she had been armed so she could redacted AOC or something. I don't want to know the things that go through that woman's mind. I don't want to have the type of brain rot that leads me to fantasize about the things that she likely fantasizes about. But it is interesting to me that she can go up on a stage and mention how actually the coup would have been more successful had she been the one leading the coup. But then again, I guess it makes sense to her to make jokes like that openly because to her constituents, January 6th wasn't a coup so much as it was a not quite as peaceful as they could have, as they say, should have been a protest. I don't know. I don't know what January 6th was in the mind of many Republicans. I don't know if they're like, aha, I'm one of the good ones. I didn't like January 6th. Or if they look at it and say that wasn't really a coup, or it wasn't a coup because it wasn't successful. Hitler led an unsuccessful coup and then got elected democratically. I don't care about success rates. So didn't Green blame the coup on Antifa? Her and many other people. But we know that wasn't the case. But I'd isekai for Aunt Tifa's. Pharaoh Punk. Get out. Go to horny jail. Don't talk about how I talked about Vanessa when we were looking at FNAF lore. Don't bring that up. You need to go to the horny jail, not me. Anywho, that was Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that the coup would have been much more successful had she been the one that organized it. And, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. I've already given my comments on that. Let me know what you think. As always, everybody, insert end of video tagline here.